Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cooking with Nancy O and Rick. Today we are tired from our holiday weekend.
It's a long one.
We did so much this holiday weekend. We have so much to be thankful for. I hope you guys had a fabulous weekend. If not, reach out to us. We'll teach you how to have a fabulous weekend. Anyway, we put together an interesting recipe today. It is called Pumpkin Quesadillas. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how the convenience of the Tower Garden helped us this week. And I'm just going to step aside so you can see. See, it says grow anywhere. And literally you can grow anywhere. If you have a 3-foot corner, you can grow in that corner. It's on wheels. You slide it in and out. It's a fantastic tool. But the big thing I want to show you is what we grew on the tower that we're using in the recipe today. We have pumpkins. We grew these outside, and of course they will keep for a long time in a cool place. We have our table that you can't see covered with all kinds of squashes and pumpkins for the fall that we will be using in upcoming recipes. Tomatoes, did you pick these green? Are these some? These tomatoes are off of our tower. They were picked green and they're still ripening. We have them in a cool spot in our garage. Those tomatoes that we grow on our tower is what we made our salsa with. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. We have cilantro here. Cilantro grows fantastic on the tower. And so when we talk to you during the summer about canning and that, we take one day, just one day to make our salsa and our tomato sauces. And do you know how convenient that is to now? When we had company, if somebody needed salsa for something, we ran down into our basement, grabbed a jar of salsa. We make pepper jelly. The peppers on the tower are so fantastic. We had events to go to. We just grabbed that pepper jelly. We threw it over cream cheese and we had appetizers. And the dogs want to say in this today. They want Rick to take them outside. So sorry about that. Anyway, pumpkins. Guys, when it's time to cut these pumpkins up, we've already cut a couple up, but you take the seeds, you make pumpkin seeds. It makes a wonderful, healthy snack for you. So you can see how this is so convenient. Yesterday, we went to a friend's house. She grows on towers also, but she didn't have any lettuce because she was in between things. She says, do you have lettuce? So we just went in our basement. We harvested lettuce. We made a beautiful salad to take to her house, and we enjoyed a fantastic meal. So the convenience of the tower is, I can't explain how we don't even go to the grocery store anymore because we have food growing in our basement. We started with one tower 4 years ago. We are now 3 towers in our basement. We grow on 4 outside and 1 year round in our basement. So we always have that cool weather vegetables growing. Now, indoors, we have sugar snap peas growing. We have lettuces growing. We have cilantro, parsley, celery, like a lot of your staples. We have green beans, and you can even grow strawberries if you want. So the convenience of the towers has been fantastic for us. And actually, I kind of forgot how to go to the grocery store. I moan when I have to go, don't we?
Yeah.
And so very little things do we pick up at the grocery store. So I just kind of wanted to hit on that today because these towers are more than just, they grow great nutritious food. There's a convenience there. There's time saving, money saving, because you're replacing your grocery bill, and the nutrition level is just fantastic. So let's move on to our recipe. We have a lot of stuff in the way. How about if I hand that to you? And then I'll just push some things aside and pull up what we're going to make. So these quesadillas are really easy to make. So when you harvest your pumpkins and you're ready to cut into them and save your pumpkin seeds, you just cut them in half, you clean the seeds out, and you turn them upside down on a baking sheet. We, of course, like our cooking stones that we get from Pampered Chef, and we're going to put a link in the message area of where you can buy these because we use so much Pampered Chef. that my friend Katie can help you out with that. So, and actually we have all these nice little jars to use, and they're so convenient and easy. All of them. Yes, we have multiples of them. We use them for everything because they're actually little measuring cups on the side. Okay, so we are going to get started with our black beans. Oh, I was talking about the pumpkins. So when you turn them upside down and cook them in the oven, you just let them cook till they're soft inside. And then you just scrape that out and we freeze it. So if we want to make pumpkin chili, we just pull that out, make pumpkin chili. If we want to, whatever we want to use the pumpkin for. So fresh pumpkin is fantastic. And what a, I don't want to say cheap way to eat. Frugal. Let's use the term frugal. And a frugal way of eating healthier. So we're going to put our pumpkin in here. Now we have the recipe. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you what the actual is. So you use a can of black beans that you drained, and there was a cup of pumpkin puree in here. And we're just going to mix this together. And what you have is, next we're adding cilantro. And it is, I got to look at the recipe here, 1/4 cup. So we just shredded this up and we're going to add 1/4 cup of cilantro in here. And then your seasonings are a teaspoon of chili powder, which if you make chili, everybody has that on hand, teaspoon of fine sea salt, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper if you want it. We did not put that in. So I'm the one that doesn't eat the pepper. So Rick has to sacrifice. I'm sorry, honey.
That's good.
So we're going to mix this up. So this is just nice and kind of pasty in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our, now we did spinach tortillas. Actually, I should put the bowl this way because, all right. I feel like I have too many large plates here. Okay. And we're just going to take the mixture and we're going to divide it up. Now we already did 2 of them ahead of time. So we're only going to be doing 2 now. We did spinach because we looked at the ingredients and I believe the spinach had a little bit more protein and just a slightly less carbs in it. Oops, I should have taken the other tart. I had them stacked too. Let's do that. And you're going to just spread this to the edge. I'm going to have Rick start preheating the stove back there. You're going to
butter on it.
Right. You're going to use like a 1/2 teaspoon of butter in the pan to help brown it. If you want to eliminate the butter, you could use spray and that would help. Okay. Now see how easy this was to do? And guys, how healthy is this? Now, you could use a low-fat cheese if you want. I love going to the edges here. You know what the problem is? I'm using my wrong hand.
Yeah.
See how delicious that looks? Okay, and we're going to put this together, and Rick is literally going to cook those on the stove. And it takes about 2 to 3 minutes on a hot skillet.
Like this one?
Yep. And this one. And I'm going to let you do that. And I have one already pre-cooked, but I want him to show you how to do this. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about canning your vegetables because I think this is the best thing that we have ever started doing. It's an easy thing to do. It just takes time. And if you put aside 1 day when you harvest tomatoes, within a couple days, you can make delicious salsas and tomato sauce. And we have some wonderful recipes that we use with our homemade products. But our salsa, everybody says, do you have jars I can have? Our son steals them all the time because it tastes so fresh. There's nothing better than a fresh salsa. We cook this salsa back in the summer, to probably August or even September. We have tomatoes still turning red. We had buckets of green tomato come off our tower. That's convenience, guys. You will spend 1 day canning but you will save days at the grocery store buying things and money. Okay, Rick, how is that going back there?
Pretty good.
Okay, so it's very easy to do this. You can see that side should have been just a little bit more brown, but that's okay. Do you want to sample now? I'll set this up for sampling.
Sure.
We have a pre-made quesadilla that I think looks fantastic. Now, the big thing is we have homemade salsa on the side. We have cilantro and guacamole. I'm going to confess, I don't make guacamole very often, so we bought this. I'm not a big guacamole eater, but I love it on things like this. So we can probably turn the flame off if you want. Okay, so I gotta get Rick over here to sample this. What do you want on it?
I am going to do guac.
So guys, when you buy a pre-made guacamole, get a good brand. The brand we chose was Cabo Fresh. We loved it. We researched it, and we've been using it in some recipes. I probably will have to start making my own guacamole, but yep. And then if he wants, he can sprinkle more cilantro. If the recipe has enough for you, you could also leave out the cilantro if you're not a cilantro fan. I had a girlfriend that was not a cilantro fan, but I love cilantro. So, okay, we're waiting.
I'm ready.
You're ready? We haven't had breakfast. That's why he's ready. You like eating on camera. Don't answer with a full mouth.
It's very good.
Very good. Can you taste the pumpkin?
You taste the pumpkin. You can. It's all real good flavors. It's not real spicy. It's kind of mild, but it's refreshing.
Okay, guys, so you don't have to use pumpkin just for pumpkin pie. Now, if you don't have fresh pumpkin, you can go to the store and use a pumpkin puree. But I'm going to tell you that when you start cooking with your own pumpkin, you're not going to go back. It's a little time consuming, but if you have children or grandchildren, gather them around. There's nothing more exciting than watching them want to make pumpkin seeds. And we snack on them. We throw them in our salads. We do all kinds of fun things. Okay, now Rick, you going to eat the rest of this, or am I eating it?
If you
Can
want
I
to,
taste
you
it?
can try it. It is very good.
Mm. These are interesting flavors. I like them. Oh my gosh.
And it probably have a different flavor with the flour tortillas rather than the spinach ones, but
I like the
like
spinach.
the spinach one.
Okay, so guys, this is an easy recipe that you can make when you get home from work. The hardest part was getting all the ingredients out. That took more time. Get all your ingredients out. Everything's pre-made. You just put it together. You can do your pumpkin and that mixture all ahead of time. So when you get home from work, you can just put it together. Look at how beautiful this one turned out.
The other one.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is a slam dunk recipe for kids that want fast, quick meals to eat. College kids could whip this up easy on an electric skillet. Don't tell the dorm I said that. So anyway, guys, this is a great recipe. I hope I gave you some interesting things to think about with the tower garden, because I truly believe that you can save a lot of money on with using them. And I think that they're a huge asset to our house as far as saving money and eating much more nutritious than we ever did before. So what else do you have to say about the recipe?
Oh, it's great. Well, the other thing I guess you could add if you wanted to is like that, was that the sour cream with the yogurt that you make, the fake sour cream or whatever, but if you use the healthy version of it, then you could have the sour cream on it too.
Right. So you'll when I did the scarecrow dessert dip the other week, I used sour yogurt instead of sour cream. So you can make a good yogurt and put salt and pepper in it and stir it, and that would make an excellent sour cream for on here. Very good idea. Okay, guys, I have no idea what I'm doing next week because I want to use up our squash. So I'm thinking something with acorn squash. We have a ton of spaghetti squash. We had such a bumper crop of squash this year that I am just thrilled. So next week, we'll probably have something like that, unless there's something growing on the tower that just has to be eaten right now. You guys have a great week. Recover from your weekend if you had such a busy weekend like we did. This is just the beginning, guys, going into Christmas. So we're going to try to come up with recipes that maybe you can make in bulk. let's think about that. We'll come up with a recipe that you can make in bulk and freeze, so you can maybe serve it once every week. I know that growing up, my mom had Tuesday as soup day, so you could have a soup day or something. So we'll come up with something that you can make in bulk and freeze in portions for your family to help you through the busy holidays. So you guys have a great week. You have something else?
Did you tell them about the?
Right, yeah, I told them. We left a teaspoon of cumin off of our recipe when we typed it up, so we'll throw that in the notes for you. So you guys have a great week. We look forward to seeing you next week, and be safe. Happy eating. Yeah. Try this and put it in the comments. I want to hear. It's really good, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, this is good. I love this.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I want another bite. The freshness of the salsa on here is phenomenal.
Yeah. Getting 4 of these out of the one thing is good.
I love it. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.